Alderperson Lorik is excused. Alderman Ritz,
Here.
Marshall,
Here.
Gale,
Here.
Guzekowski.
Here. Everybody please rise for the pledge. Ken, you want to start us out?
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, that'll get us to the minutes. That is from August 19th, 2025. I'll give you all a moment to take a look at it. Satisfied? There's no errors, omissions, corrections, discussion? We'll entertain a motion.
Marshall will move to approve the minutes of August 19th, 2025.
A second.
Roll call?
Alderman Ritz,
Aye.
Marshall,
Aye.
Gale,
Aye.
Guzekowski,
Abstain.
and Haas.
Okay, item 4A, one of our first public hearings of the night, and it's the consideration of an amendment to the City of Oak Creek's 2020 Comprehensive Plan Use Category involving mixed-use multifamily, single-family detached, and single-family attached for the properties located at various addresses on South 27th Street. Krista, you want to read that in?
Sure. Public hearing number 1 is to consider an amendment to the City of Oak Creek 2020 Comprehensive Plan Land Use Category from mixed use to multifamily, single-family detached, and single-family attached for the properties located at 7332, 7412, 7430, 7478, 7546, 7610, 7628, and 7640 South 27th Street, and from mixed use to commercial for the property located at 2500 West Drexel Avenue. The applicant is Mark Lake, OC 27. Property owner is Walden OC LLC. There follows the tax key numbers, and the date of the notice is July 30th, 2025.
Thank you, Krista. Christy?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of the Common Council. Christy Lane, Community Development Director. This is a very large master plan comprehensive development that is proposed by 2 developers who have partnered, Wangard Partners and Seatman Realty Company. And all the public hearings before you this evening are pertaining to their master development. The first public hearing that was just read, I would like to first introduce the applicants to just introduce themselves and their product, and then I will turn into the technical items on the actual public hearing, if that is okay.
Certainly is.
Thank you. We have Matt Maroney and John Seatman representing the developer.
Down is right. Okay, I always get it mixed up. Thank you for hearing a little bit of our project tonight. We'll keep it really brief because of the length of the number of public hearings here. So I'm Matt Maroney with Wangard Partners. We approached the landowner about putting the property under contract about a year ago. And then got it under contract. And immediately we recognized the unique specialty aspects of this property with the tree lines and being next to Falk Park. So we reached out to Seatman Realty, which is considered in the region probably the best conservation subdivision developer for single-family residences. We do multifamily and commercial. We don't do single-family. And with this parcel, it was really important for us to have a unique partnership, one that will really, really work. So a little bit about Wangard Partners. We really pride ourselves on our communities and the management of our communities. We're very hands-on, take a great deal of pride in what we do. We have several of our properties that are ranked within the top 1% of the nation. That's by tenant satisfaction scores, and 2 of them rank in the top 5 in the state of Wisconsin from that aspect. Our properties have a clubhouse, pool house, very little school children per 100 units. We generally have about 3 school-age children. We have a lot more pets, about 50 pets for every 100 units. And of those pets, a lot of those are dogs. And we do something a little unique. We take DNA tests of the dog. And if we find excrement left over, we do DNA testing and go ahead and then find our residents based on the DNA test. So that type of quality experience, I think that's just a quick little story about the different things that we do to make sure our tenants have a high degree of satisfaction. Our median income is $93,500. Our median age is 32. 1.1 cars per unit, and there's the statistics about pets and children. The median income, it's important to note, I looked, the city of Oak Creek's median income is $93,000. So we're right in tune with the median in the city of Oak Creek. And John can talk about Seatman Realty.
Thanks, Matt. I'm John Seatman, and with Seatman Realty, our company's been around since 1943, and our father was a pioneer in the conservation subdivision realm, and we'd love to do something here in Oak Creek. And this is a wonderful opportunity for us to showcase some of our best work. We've been a national leader in the conservation realm for a long time, and we really heavily emphasize architectural design and landscaping and nice layouts and quality places and amenities. So we're excited to be here and look forward to working with all of you.
Wonderful. Thank you, guys. As this is public hearing, oh, Christy, you still got the floor. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That's okay. Thank you. So now we'll get into the technicality of this. There are a lot of legislative actions on the agenda tonight, and as you go down on the agenda, those can't happen without the ones prior to it listed. So the first step that must be taken in order for this project to move forward is to amend the comprehensive land use map and category. So what we're talking about is about 115 acres of land owned by Northwestern Mutual and its subsidiary, Walden OC LLC. So Walden OC owns the northern portion, the 87 acres, and then the Northwestern Mutual owns the 28 acres to the south. The reason there's a gap there is because there is a third party that owns about 15.5 acres of land with a single family home in between, kind of splitting Northwestern Mutual's land. That third party property owner at this point is not interested in participating in this development. So it splits this development. The northern 87 acres is focused on residential, and the southern 28 acres is focused on commercial. So the comprehensive land use category, I'll explain, focusing on the 87 acres of residential, and then the 28 acres. This is the only agenda item where we'll talk about the 28 acres to the south, the commercial. The rest of the legislative actions on tonight's agenda pertain to just the residential on the northern 87 acres. Northwestern Mutual and Walden OC they're co-applicant for each of these legislative actions tonight. They have submitted a letter supporting all of their actions, or excuse me, all the applications. So the comprehensive land use map looks like this today. It's all identified as mixed use. That was the foresight of this particular area, knowing that someday it would be developed. However, this is the development that is proposed on the northern 87 acres that Wangard and Seatman have collectively submitted. What this encompasses is, if you can see the letters, the alphabetical letters, they identify areas, and I'm going to refer to those areas quite a bit this evening. So we'll start with area C, which is right here. There's a C north and there's a C south. And the reason there's a north and south is because it is divided by what would be public right-of-way connecting to IKEA Way to the east, so that you can avoid having to go along Drexel. That was always the intent. Milwaukee County provided easements years ago for the continuation of IKEA Way. And so that's the number one main component of this development. So items or area C North and C South consists of 48 unit multifamily apartments. So there would be 2 of those on area C North and 4 of them on area C South. 96 units on the top on the north, and then 192 on area C South. Moving to area D, those are 4 2-story stack flat buildings. for a total of 104 units. And then area E and F are 5 ranch quad condos, 4 units each for a total of 20 units in area E, 15 ranch duplex condos for a total of 30 units in area F. And then area G is also split, referred to as area G North and area G South, and that consists of a total of 97 single-family lots. So the comprehensive plan, back to that orange map showing this whole entire area being mixed use, the comprehensive plan defines mixed use as properties that contain multiple distinct uses, and development proposals, because it's split by a 15-acre parcel from a third party, it doesn't really meet the definition of mixed use because it's split. So you got residential in the north and commercial to the south. So we dug deep into this and we felt as staff it does not meet the definition of mixed use with the comprehensive plan. So the development proposal, while mixed use overall, it doesn't meet the definition because of that 15 acres. So what we're doing is proposing to amend the comprehensive plan. And again, these are your areas that we refer to frequently. So the northern 87 acres would be proposed that the single family, the 97 single family lots would be identified in the comprehensive plan as single family detached. The multifamily areas would be identified as multifamily in the comprehensive plan. And then the condos in the middle would be identified as single family attached. And then to the south, we would amend the map to identify that area just strictly as commercial because there's no mixed use component on those southern 28 acres. So with that being said, that's public hearing number 1, which is amending the comprehensive land use map. The Plan Commission did review this. They recommended approval at their July 22nd meeting. And that concludes my portion of the public hearing presentation.
Thank you, Christy. As this is a public hearing, I will make 3 calls. Anybody wishing to speak on item 4A, please approach podium, give your name and address. This will be the first call. Second call. Third and final call. Seeing no one answering, I will close the public hearing and we will move to consideration of the ordinance amending the City of Oak Creek's 2020 comprehensive plan land use category from mixed use multifamily, single family detached, and single family attached for the properties located at 7332, 7412, 7430, 7478, 7546, 7610, 7628, and 7640 South 27th Street from mixed-use commercial for the properties located at 2500 West Drexel Avenue. Okay, we'll open it up to council. Questions? Comments? Nothing from Jim? Alicia?
Christy, can you give me the numbers of the units again? There were 97 single-family detached. Can you
Yep.
give me the 2 others?
Yeah, absolutely. 97 single-family detached lots. I'll go back to the visual here. Oops. So area D is 104 units. Those are the stack flat 2-story rentals. Area C North and area C South is 192 units. Area C North is 96 units. Area F is about 20 units. And area E is about 30 units. 30.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That it? Okay, Ken?
Anything at planning, Danny, controversial or questions you recall?
No, we didn't. It was explained very similarly. That basically, we have to go through. That's why there's so many public hearings on the properties and steps that have to be taken. But there was nothing controversial about this at all. Chris?
No questions.
Okay, I myself have none. There's no further discussion. Motion on 4B.
Marshall will move to approve ordinance number 3132, amending the City of Oak Creek 2020 comprehensive plan plan land use category from mixed use to multifamily, single-family detached, and single-family attached for the properties located at 7332, 7412, 7430, 7478, 7546, 7610, 7628, and 7640 South 27th Street from mixed-use commercial for the property located at 2500 West Drexel Avenue.
Guzekowski, will second.
Roll call.
Alderwoman Marshall.
Aye.
Gale.
Aye.
Guzekowski.
Aye.
Haas. And Ritz.
Aye.
Item 5A is our second public hearing of the night. It's an official map amendment. Consideration to remove a portion and create portions of future street patterns on the official map affecting properties located at various locations along 27th and 13th Street, as well as Drexel Avenue, and in the vicinity of South 27th and West Drexel. Krista, would you like to read that in the record, please?
Public hearing number 2 is to review a request to remove a portion and create portions of the future street pattern on the official map affecting the properties located at 7332, 7430, 7430R, 7478, and 7478R, South 27th Street, 7465 South 13th Street, 1930 West Drexel Avenue, 7546, 7610, and 7640 South 27th Street in the vicinity of 27th Street and West Drexel Avenue. The applicant is Mark Lake, OC 27 LLC, and Brian Conan Walden, OC LLC, and Brian Conan Northwestern Mutual Life Insurance Company. The property owner is Walden, OC LLC, in Milwaukee County. There follows the legal description, and the date of notice is August 6, 2025.
Thank you, Krista. Christie?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of the Common Council. Christy Lane, Community Development Director. So this particular legislative action involves a few more parcels than the previous comprehensive land use map amendment, and that's because we're amending the official street map, which is in the picture before you, the light blue street pattern, and that impacts Milwaukee County Parks land, which is highlighted in the green, and then the Walden OC or Northwestern Mutual parcels are highlighted in the purple. So that's also why you have additional addresses listed on this particular notice. So the existing official map, again, is in this light blue. It kind of goes all over, and, you know, again, someone got an 8-ball out years ago and said this might be the pattern, and this development obviously does not match that road layout. So what they're proposing to do is amend the map. What you see before you in this particular drawing is in the pink, magenta, the existing road map as it's laid out, and the blue is existing road map. The pink is what's going to be erased. So we'll completely delete that. The blue will remain, and then the green is brand new, is proposed. So the reason we're keeping the blue, I'll focus on the south for the explanation, is because you'll see it cuts through that 15.5-acre parcel owned by a third party. And the applicant at this point didn't want to necessarily cut them off. There will be future roads, official public right-of-way dedicated through certified survey maps in the future. But at this point, with the blue remaining, this property owner technically, through an official roadmap, has a method to attach to 27th Street. We want to erase the pink because that does not match the layout of the development. And then what we're doing is just proposing the new road, Prairie Wind Boulevard, which connects to IKEA Way, and that cuts through the Milwaukee County Parks parcels. That's why those particular parcels are listed. And then the blue here, this is a separate parcel owned by a different developer. And again, just keeping that road pattern, that developer does support the project. The Wangard and Seatman and city staff have been in pretty constant communication for an opportunity to maybe someday develop that land. They've even had discussions about utility hookups and how Wangard's going to lay that out. So we've had good communication, and they do support the project. Also, just wanted to point out that the Milwaukee County Parks has submitted a letter of support for this amendment, which connects to the existing easement that was recorded in 2016, which you can see here. And the Plan Commission recommended approval at their July 22nd meeting. That concludes my portion of the public hearing.
This is a public hearing. I will make 3 calls. Once again, anybody wishing to speak, please approach the podium. We will need your name and address. This will be the first call. Second call. Third and final call. We will now close the public hearing and move on to item 5B, which is consideration of an ordinance amending section 6.01 of the municipal code to remove portion and create portions of a future street pattern of official map affecting properties located at various addresses as listed. Open it up to council. Questions, comments? Jim?
So the property in the middle between the 28 and 76, that 15 acre part?
Right.
So they have given an easement? What happened there for the road?
No, what we're saying is the official road map as it is today is just going to be untouched on their parcel. Wangard and Seatman can't apply to amend the official street pattern in someone else's parcel. So at this point, we're just leaving that alone. Does that make sense?
Got anything? Lisa? Yeah? Chris?
No.
Nothing from me either, so there's no further discussion. Motion on 5B.
Yeah, I'll move to approve ordinance 3133, amending section 6.01 of the municipal code to remove a portion and create portions of the future street pattern on the official map affecting properties located at 7332, 7430, 7403R, 7478, and 7478R South 27th Street, 7465 South 13th Street, 1930 West Drexel Avenue, 7546, 7610, and 7640 South 27th Street.
Marshall, second.
Roll call.
Alderman Gale.
Aye.
Guzekowski.
Aye.
Haas. Aye. Ritz.
Aye.
And Marshall.
Aye.
Okay. Our next public hearings, the 3rd, 4th, and 5th of the night, which is item 6A, 7A, and 8A. We will read into record. They all kind of blend together and spill together, as you'll find out here. And then we will take each one separately. So, the public hearings that will be read into record will be 6A, 7A. Krista, if you would. I won't bother going through my whole spiel.
All right. Public hearing number 3 is to review a request to rezone all or portions of the property located at 7332, 7430, 7478, 7546, 7610, and 7640 South 27th Street from RS1 Single Family Residential District, RS2 Single Family Residential District, ER Equestrian Residential District to RS4 Single Family Residential District. No change to the FW Floodway District. The applicant is Mark Lake, OC 27 LLC, and Brian Conan from Walden OC LLC and Northwestern Mutual Life Insurance. Property owners are Walden OC LLC and Northwestern Mutual Life Insurance. There follows the legal description, and the date of notice is August 6th. Public hearing number 4 is to review a request to rezone all or portions of the properties located at 7332, 7430, 7478, and 7546 South 27th Street from RS1 Single Family Residential District, RS2 Single Family Residential District, and B4 General Business District to RD1 Two Family Residential District. Again, the applicants are Mark Lake, OC 27 LLC, and Brian Conan, Walden OC LLC, and Northwestern Mutual Life Insurance Company. The property owner is Walden OC LLC. There follows the legal description, and the date of notice is August 6th. Public hearing number 5 is to review a request to rezone all or portions of the properties located at 7412, 7430, 7478, 7546, 7610, 7628, and 7640 South 27th Street from RS1 Single Family Residential District, RS2 Single Family Residential District, RD1 Two Family Residential District, ER Equestrian Residential District, B4 General Business District to RM Multifamily Residential District. The applicants are Mark Lake OC 27 LLC and Brian Conan Walden OC LLC and Northwestern Mutual Life Insurance Company. The property owners are Walden OC LLC and Northwestern Mutual Life Insurance Company. There follows the legal description, and the data notice is August 6, 2025.
Thank you, Krista. Christie?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Members of the Common Council, Christy Lane, Community Development Director. This is the existing zoning for this area. It's an eclectic mixture of zoning districts that do not follow property lines. Not quite sure how it got to that, but that's what we're working with. And that clearly doesn't follow the boundaries of the proposal that Wangard and Seatman are presenting to you this evening. So what is proposed follows the areas that we talk about in the presentations this evening, as you see in front of you. So the beige color as proposed for single family, and I guess I should back up, the comprehensive land use map that the Common Council just amended, 2 action items previously, set up for this new rezoning, for these 3 rezoning applications. So the beige color RS4 single family meets the comprehensive plan that was just adopted 10 minutes ago. The blue area, the RD1 two family, meets the comprehensive map amendment that was adopted just a bit ago, and the RM1 multifamily in the purple meets the comp plan that was just amended. So again, this follows the components and the project that I had described before with the multifamily, the condos, and the single family. So that's the rezoning in a nutshell. The Plan Commission did recommend approval at their July 22nd meeting, and that concludes my portion of the public hearing presentations.
Christie. As these are public hearings, we will make 3 calls. If you wish to speak, please approach the podium, give your name and address, and the public hearing you are addressing, whether it's 6A, 7A, or 8A. So I will make 3 calls. This will be the first call. Anybody wishing to speak? Second call. Anybody wishing to speak? Third and final call. Anybody wishing to speak? Okay. We will now close public hearing, and we'll go on to discussion and possible motions on item 6B. Council, any questions, comments? Nothing? Okay, seeing no discussion, motion on 6B.
Marshall will move to approve ordinance number 3134, rezoning all or portions of the property located at 7332, 7430, 7478, 7546, 7610, and 7640 South 27th Street from RS1 Single Family Residential District, RS2 Single Family Residential District, and ER Equestrian Residential District to RS4 Single Family Residential District.
Hill, second.
Roll call.
Alderman Guzekowski.
Aye.
Haas. Aye. Fritz.
Aye.
Marshall.
Aye.
Gale.
Aye.
We will now move on to item 7B, and that's consideration of the ordinance for 7B. Also, anybody? Questions, comments? Seeing none, motion on 7B.
Sorry, Jimmy.
Fritz will move to adopt 3135, rezoning all or portions of the properties located at 7332, 7430, 7478, and 7546 South 27th Street from RS1 Single Family Residential District, RS2 Single Family Residential District, and B4 General Business District to RD1 Two Family Residential District.
Marshall, second.
Roll call.
Alderwoman Haas.
Aye.
Fritz.
Aye.
Marshall.
Aye.
Gale.
Aye.
Guzekowski.
Aye.
We'll now go on to item 8B, and that's consideration of that ordinance. 8B. Questions from the council? Discussion? Hearing none, motion.
Haas moves to adopt ordinance number 3136, rezoning all or portions of the properties located at 7412, 7430, 7478, 7546, 7610, 7628, and 7640 South 27th Street from RS1 Single Family Residential District, RS2 Single Family Residential District, RD1 Tow Family Residential District, ER Equestrian Residential District, to RM1 Multifamily Residential District.
Witzel, second.
Roll call.
Alderman Ritz.
Aye.
Marshall.
Aye.
Gale.
Aye.
Guzekowski.
Aye.
And Haas.
Aye.
Now, item 9A and 10A we'll do in a similar fashion. We'll take those all both together as well. Krista, if you would read public hearing 6 and 7 into record, that is 9A and 10A.
Public hearing number 6 is to review a request to establish or rezone all or portions of the properties located at 7412, 7430, 7478, and 7546 South 27th Street, the Planned Unit Development Overlay District, PUD, for a proposed multifamily residential district. The applicants are Mark Lake OC 27 LLC and Brian Conan Walden OC LLC and Northwestern Mutual Life Insurance Company. The property owner is Walden OC LLC. There follows the legal description, and the date of notice is August 6, 2025. Public hearing number 7 is to review a request to to establish / rezone all or portions of the properties located at 7412, 7430, 7478, and 7546 South 27th Street, the Planned Unit Development Overlay District, PUD, for a proposed multifamily residential development. The applicants are Mark Lake OC 27 LLC and Brian Conan Walden OC LLC and Northwestern Mutual Life Insurance Company. The property owner is Walden OC LLC. There follows the legal description, and the date of notice is August 6, 2025.
Thank you, Krista. Christie?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of the Common Council. I just noticed that item 10A, public hearing, has the address of 7412 listed, and it shouldn't. It should start with 7430. I don't know if just want to make a note.
That's 74.
Scratch 7412, item 10A. It's correct in 10B in the ordinance. Okay, so the most recent legislative actions that the council just took to rezone into 3 different categories, again, follow the areas as depicted in front of you. They're all considered the base zoning for each of those areas. And every zoning district has particular setbacks. It has height restrictions, bulk requirements, that sort of thing. And sometimes a project can't necessarily meet all of the requirements of that particular zoning district. And so a developer may ask for a planned unit development overlay, which is a separate district, but it basically is a flexibility overlay saying, yeah, the base zoning district is this. Those are the type of uses that are allowed, bulk requirements and so forth. But we're going to allow a little bit of flexibility with this PUD overlay. So the areas that the applicant is requesting a PUD overlay are area C North, which is the 2 48-unit apartments with the clubhouse, and then area D in the center, which is the 2-story stack flat apartments, which have detached garages. So the purpose of a planned unit development is to stimulate and create approaches to commercial, residential, mixed-use development of land. That's just one of the purposes of a PUD, and also to provide more efficient use of the land. So those are the 2 main criteria that that the applicant is requesting the PUD for. And so we'll first discuss the PUD, which is item public hearing 9A, which is the flexibility for the multifamily buildings along 27th Street, area C North here. And so this is the overlay district that's proposed just over this particular area. What they're asking for, the zoning code has a definition for multifamily buildings, for dwelling, and then multifamily complex. So the multifamily building definition in our zoning code is limited to a density of 12 units per net acre. And back to this, the C South does meet that 16 unit density complex definition. But the C North, and we have to refer to it north and south because it's split by a right of way. It's going to be split by a road. C North doesn't meet the definition of a complex because there are not 3 buildings. So I'm not trying to make this complicated, but our zoning district has this multifamily building definition and multifamily complex definition. You meet the definition of a complex when you have 3 or more buildings. You meet the definition of a building when you have 2 or fewer buildings. So again, the building definition is limited to 12 units per acre density. Complex is allowed 16. They are asking for flexibility to allow for the 16 units per acre density on the northern component where you have the 2 buildings and the clubhouse. That's request number 1. Request number 2 is for flexibility on the main entrance requirements within this particular section of the zoning code. It does require the main entrance to a multifamily building to face the primary street. Well, the way it's laid out, you have these 2 buildings facing in each other with a parking lot in the middle. They do have underground parking as well. But just the way it's laid out, they're asking for flexibility for that particular requirement for the entrance. And then they're also asking for flexibility with the accessory use standards. So the request is to increase the allowable size of accessory buildings. The zoning code limits it to 1,200 square feet. They're asking for 5,600 square feet to accommodate the clubhouse and also to accommodate a maintenance building. They're also requesting for flexibility with the accessory buildings to allow heights to go up to 24 feet, particularly for the clubhouse. It's restricted to 20 feet right now. So the planned unit development was proposed before the Plan Commission, and then conditions and restrictions were written before the Plan Commission. This is how those flexibilities are laid out in the document. What we did is we laid out the particular section that is being referred to with each flexibility request, and then it's written to meet the request of the flexibility. So in other words, the conditions and restrictions are stating, you know, everything about the zoning code, it must be met except these 5 components, allowing for higher density just for this one particular area, allowing for creativity with the entrances, allowing for accessory building areas not to exceed 5,600 square feet instead of 1,200, allowing for the height, and then also, oh, sorry, there was one more component. It says that accessory buildings shall not be located entirely along a front of the property, but that clubhouse, and I'll go back to the clubhouse will be located here along 27th Street. So they're actually asking for flexibility to allow an accessory building along the main street. So that is the first PUD summarizing public hearing 9A. And the next request is for flexibility within area D. Again, this is the 2-story stack flat apartments. What they're asking for flexibility on is multiple components. One is for enclosed parking. The zoning code requires 1 enclosed parking space per dwelling unit. And if you have further questions about this, I know that Wangard can explain it better than I can, but based off of their other apartment complexes throughout the Metro Milwaukee area and Wisconsin, they know that their clients who live there are not going to request, not every single one is going to want an enclosed parking structure. So what they're asking for is flexibility of only 58% of the units are required to have an enclosed structure. So it's less detached parking, that, parking garages that you would see on the site. They have dozens of these stack flat buildings. with anywhere from 18 to 26 units per building, and their ratio for most of those is 56%. The second request is our code requires a maximum of 1 curb cut per street frontage. The applicant's requesting 2 curb cuts, but they would maintain the city minimum distance of 300 feet between those 2 curb cuts. And then they're also asking for flexibility with the area and the height of accessory buildings. So they're asking for 8,000 square feet to accommodate their covered detached garages, and also asking for flexibility because they will have a 2,000 square foot maintenance building. And then again, the height request is to go from 20 feet to 24. So this is how it's laid out in the attached conditions and restrictions. And with that, the Plan Commission recommended approval at 2 different meetings, because one meeting we discussed the PUD in general, and the second meeting we went into detail with the conditions and restrictions. So that was July 22nd and August 26th.
Thank you, Kristen.
Thank you.
As this is a public hearing, I will be making 3 calls. If you wish to speak, please approach the podium, give your name and address. This will be the first call. This is for both items 9A and 10A. Second call, anybody wishing to speak? Third and final call. Okay, we'll now close the public hearings and go on to consider those ordinances. We'll start with 9B. Any questions from the council concerning 9B?
Go back to the list.
There was quite a bit of discussion on these particular items because it was a change from what we normally do. But, you know, we got into the definitions of complex and what have you. And even though they're divided by the right of way, the north and south, basically they're kind of one complex. So we weren't concerned with it. What we wanted was the integrity of the overall development. So that went. The accessory building changes for the 20-foot was understandable with the clubhouse. And then, of course, the expanded footprints of accessory buildings, 5,400, encompass that maintenance shed as well as a fair-sized clubhouse. So after discussion and presentation by the applicants, I believe it was a unanimous vote.
Developers a question?
Sure, sure.
Is the clubhouse accessible to everyone
gotta
in the
Guys, you'll have to
unit?
come on up.
I'm sorry. Or is it just for C North and C South and
No,
We'll lead your name, sorry.
Mark Lake, Vanguard Partners, 1200 North Mayfair Road, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. The clubhouse is the clubhouse for the Prairie. And we have, if you look at areas C and D, that's our multifamily clubhouse. It can be used for the single family and the properties to the northeast, but right now, it's mainly our leasing center for the multifamily apartments.
it will be accessible to all units within the whole development. Will the single-family houses have access to the clubhouse when everything's done?
So the clubhouse is meant to serve the apartment complexes, not because they'll have a fitness room in there and all that. So it'll be primarily there, but it will be accessible for like homeowners association meetings, those sorts of things.
Single family will not have access.
So the answer is no.
Yeah.
Okay.
There'll be reservable space in this building for.
Yeah, if they want to use it for a homeowner association meeting or somebody, I mean, we're always good neighbors to whoever is our neighbor, and so we accommodate community meetings, all those sorts of things. So, but to get into a fitness room, no, that'll be exclusive for the apartments.
Did you guys at planning change anything from their asks?
No, what we did is we really vetted out the maintenance shed, the clubhouse. And then, of course, the definitions of the integrity of the thing. So, now we didn't get into their design or their whole deal. We just went off square footages of what the clubhouse is going to be. And then, of course, what they needed for snow removal and landscaping equipment and such.
But what's the height of the principal building?
The principal apartment building,
Yeah, because it says.
it's 3
that
stories, so.
The 24 feet, not to exceed the
Oh,
principal.
that,
That's the accessory building, that's the clubhouse.
That's the clubhouse.
Jim's asking if that's gonna exceed the height of the actual
back
multifamily.
No, no, those apartment complexes are 3 stories.
It's maximum height of 24 feet, but in no instance shall exceed the height of the principal building.
No, the principal building's gonna be over that.
Yeah, the principal buildings.
That's what I was just asking, how tall it was.
Mark,
Oh,
what's
principal
3-story,
building?
what's our 3-story apartment? 36.
Okay. Considerable difference.
Ken, Chris?
Yeah, sorry. Lisa, are you done?
I am, thank you.
The, Christie, can you put, sorry, the overlay map on? Danny, what kind of discussion did you guys have over the entrance issue? I don't think it's typical in Oak Creek that we have entrances overlooking parking. Do you have, did
No.
you guys have any feel for that or any?
We really didn't because they're shielded from the street. We didn't want cars facing the street. So, I mean, the interior parking is just a function of the layout. We talked a little bit about the garage usage as well. Trusted that it's their judgment for rentability if they're going at 50%,
Usually
whatever.
there's actually a street that runs between those, right? Typically be designed?
I think that's the intent of the code as it's written, right?
Just thinking like where.
Just
where I
trying to
like
keep it
Tanglewood
compact.
has a street, but there's parking right up against it.
Yeah, I think with the developer trying to keep, things compact and not impacting wetlands and preserving green space, I think it's a little more compact facing each other than what you
Yeah.
have seen in the past.
Okay.
And then the curb cuts were discussed, but they were 300 feet apart.
And
Rather
you're-
than going through
Citation for the 58%. You find people own less cars or they just don't want to pay for your parking?
So, so a little bit of both. So you saw our average parking ratio is 1.1. And what we're finding across, the spectrum is we will build the detached parking garages, and a lot of those are vacant, or they're not really used to store cars. They're used to store storage. They're really a cheap way for people to utilize this public storage. So they're not really accomplishing the purpose to kind of hide cars. So why add that extra element and structure as part of the development? But we will end up parking, I think, 1.5, even though we know our actual usage generally is 1.1, just for the fact accommodate visitors, all that kind of stuff, holiday seasons, all that kind of stuff.
And
Make sure we have plenty.
Your outdoor parking will have there'll be no coverage, right?
So it depends on which element you're talking about.
Multifamily, right, on the.
Well,
27.
D will have a couple detached garages, most likely.
Well, I'm talking C, sorry.
Oh, C? No, 0. Yep. Underground there.
Underground only,
Yep.
otherwise you're open to the open air.
Yep.
I'm good, Dan, so.
Okay. Chris?
I'm sorry, because I was concentrating on the first one. I do have a couple questions for Christie about, do we feel this is enough parking? I'm concerned about parking as well. And are there is there parking along that main, Prairie Boulevard?
Sure. So to answer your first question, they're not asking for flexibility for parking ratio. It's only enclosed for area D. So it's not the parking
Okay, I
ratio?
understand.
Yep, okay. And then, will there be parking on Prairie Wind Boulevard? Probably not, no. Matt's
Okay,
shaking his
That's
head
fine.
no.
I just want to be assured that, because that would be a mess.
Okay, Lisa?
Mhm.
Is there any other discussion? Okay, seeing none, motion on 9B.
Gail move to approve ordinance 3137, approving the establishment / rezone of all or portions of the properties located at 7412, 7430, 7478, and 7546 South 27th Street to Plan Unit Development Overlay District. Text keys as listed.
Guzekowski will second.
Roll call?
Alderwoman Marshall.
Aye.
Gale.
Aye.
Guzekowski.
Aye.
Haas. Ritz.
Aye.
We'll now go on to consideration of 10B, ordinance approving the establishment and rezone of all portions of properties located at 7430, 7478, 7546 South 27th Street to Plan Unit Development Overlay District.
Marshall will move to adopt ordinance number 3138, approving the establishment, rezone of all or portions of the properties located at 7430, 7478, and 7546 South 27th Street to Planned Unit Development Overlay District.
Guzekowski will second.
Roll call?
Alderman Gale.
Aye.
Guzekowski.
Aye.
Haas. Ritz.
Aye.
Marshall.
Aye.
Item 11 is consideration of a resolution approving a certified survey map to subdivide and reconfigure all or portions of the properties located at 7332, 7412, 7430, 7478, 7546, 7610, 7628, and 7640 South 27th Street. 12 and 13. Okay, we're going to take 11, 12, and 13. I'm going to read them and we will vote separately. Item 12 is consideration of a resolution approving the certified survey map to subdivide and reconfigure all or portions of the properties located at 7332, 7412, 7430, 7478, and 7546 South 27th Street. And item 13 is consideration of a resolution approving a certified survey map to subdivide and reconfigure all or portions of the properties located at 7430, 7478, 7543, 7610, 7628, 7640 South 27th Street. Christine?
Here. Thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of the Common Council. Christy Lane, Community Development Director. While these items aren't technically public hearings, it's better to explain with visuals. So we'll start with item number 11, which is a certified survey map to divide all of the 87 acres owned by Northwestern Mutual into 4 lots. The state statutes do limit the number of lots that can be created by a certified survey map. So what we're doing is we're going to carve off starting with lots 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to carve off lot 3 into smaller lots, and then we're going to carve off lot 4 into smaller lots. So that's why there's 3 different agenda items. So the first step is to create lot 1, which is a tiny single-family lot. Lot 2, which is going to be the single-family component, and then lot 3, which will be further subdivided, and lot 4, which will be further subdivided. So lot 1 is 0.38 acres. The reason they're carving off just this tiny little lot is because there's some sort of restriction with access to a state highway in the state statutes. So it's a way around it. It's just going to end up being a single family lot. Lot 2 is going to be used as a single family homes, and that will be further subdivided through a preliminary subdivision plat, which will go before the Plan Commission. And that's zoned single family RS4. And then again, lot 3 creates a 24-acre lot, which will be further subdivided, which is item number 12. And then lot 4 is 39 acres, and that will be further subdivided, which is item number 13. Also, this certified survey map does dedicate the public right-of-way for Prairie Wind Boulevard, which is about 4 acres in size. So item number 12, it breaks down that previous lot 3 into lot 5 and lot 6. Lot 6 is going to be, excuse me, lot 5 is about 7 acres. That's going to be where area C North, the two 48-unit buildings and the clubhouse. And then lot 6 is 17 acres. That covers all of area E and area F, which are the future potential condos. I do just want to note that neither Seatman nor Vanguard are likely going to develop area E or F, so they are seeking out other developers. Neither of those concentrate on condo development. So areas E and F is to be determined, but that will be subdivided into lot 6, about 17 acres, and that's rezoned RD1, 2-family. And then lot 4 on the first CSM is going to be broken into lots 7, 8, and 9. Lot 7 is the 4 48-unit buildings. This is the last subdivision for that particular area. It's about 13 acres in size. Lot 9 is area D. That's the 4 two-story stack flats. And then lot 9 is the final southern portion of the single family, which again will be further divided through a preliminary plat that goes before the Plan Commission. That being said, we finally get to our 9 lots through those 3 steps. The Plan Commission did recommend approval at their July 22nd meeting for all 3.
Thank you, Christy. So now you understand. It's been this way through planning and everything. So, it is efficient. We'll open it up. Any questions on 11? The resolution to create the first 4 lots.
Actually, I have a question about all of it from
Yep.
Melissa. Isn't a CSM, can't just one parcel be divided into 4 every 5 years? I don't know if the CSM is the right tool for what we're trying to do, because you're trying to divide and then divide again, and you don't have the 5-year window in there. I'm sorry, I'm just legally, am I wrong?
We talked about that. We did read state statutes. I don't know it by heart, but I don't know. I don't know that. I can't recite that particular section of the state statutes, but we did our due diligence. Developers, the surveyor, internally staff, that this was the correct steps to take.
Alderwoman Marshall, I can tell you that I'm trying to find the site.
I'm sorry.
And I would echo Christie's comments to the extent that we've looked at this, but we need some time to research that if that's what you're looking for.
So, Melissa, do you have any concerns from the legal standpoint of using a CSM to divide and then redivide?
Given what's before us tonight, I do not. But if there's something in particular that you're asking us to look at, we will certainly look at that.
Oh, I'm good.
Okay. Any other discussion regarding 11 or possibly 12 or 13? Okay. If not, motion on 11.
I'll move to approve resolution 12616-090225, approving a certified survey map to subdivide and reconfigure all or portions of the properties located at 7332, 7412, 7430, 7478, 75, 46, 76, 10, 76, 28, and 7640 South 27th Street.
Seconds.
Roll call.
Alderman Guzekowski.
Aye.
Haas.
Aye.
Ritz.
Aye.
Marshall.
Aye.
Gale.
Aye.
And I'll consider item 12, and that's resolution approving the certified survey map to, again, subdivide and reconfigure all or portions of properties located at the address listed. Questions on 12? Okay, hearing none, motion?
Gail, move to approve resolution 12617-090225, approving a certified survey map to subdivide and reconfigure all or portions of the properties located at 7332, 7412, 7430, 7478, and 7546 South 27th Street.
Guzekowski will second.
Roll call.
Alderwoman Haas.
Aye.
Ritz.
Aye.
Marshall.
Abstain.
Gale.
Aye.
Guzekowski.
Aye.
And then item 13, that is also a resolution, again, approving a certified survey map to subdivide and reconfigure portions of the properties as listed. Questions, comments? Okay, then motion.
Gail, move to approve resolution 12618-090225, approving a certified survey map to subdivide and reconfigure all or portions of the properties located at 7430, 7478, 7543, 7610, 7628, and 7640 South 27th Street.
Guzekowski will second.
Roll call.
Alderman Ritz.
Aye.
Marshall.
Abstain.
Gale.
Aye.
Guzekowski.
Aye.
Haas.
Aye.
Okay, thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, Christie. That was quite a bit. Next, we have an informational, and that is our 2025 mid-year budget monitoring report. With us is Max. How are you, Max?
Good, how are you? Thank you, Mayor and Common Council. Max Gagan, Deputy City Administrator and Finance Officer. So if you just give me a quick second, I will pull up my presentation. So each year we do a mid-year budget monitoring report looking at how actual revenues and expenditures are tracking with 6 months of activity versus the budget. This is something we've been doing for the past few years. And you know, really what the presentation today is going to be more talking about, are there anything that's different or abnormal than what we were expecting within our budget? So, get the presentation, we'll get rolling. So, you know, with the report, have a presentation with some graphs and charts, and we depict the mid-year financial performance, and we look at it for 2025 and then look back at the 24 budget just so there's some context for understanding how this year's performance was relative to last year's. And presentation focuses primarily on our major funds, which are the general fund, solid waste funds, health insurance fund, EMS fund, capital improvement funds, and consolidated dispatch fund. So what this chart shows is in that dark blue, that's 2025, and the light blue is 2024. And the way to read this is the percentage of the budget that we've either collected for revenues or expense for expenses. So in this chart, we're looking at the general fund, and the general fund has collected 54.3% of its revenues so far through 6 months, which is about just over 1% better than where we were trending last year. So again, very similar and you're going to see this trend be the same for most years because 70% of our revenues are property taxes, and then the remaining 20% are shared revenues, and those come in at finite increments within the year. And on the expenditure side, you'll see we're just under 40% at 39.7%. Last year we were at 40%. So everything, general fund revenues and expenditures at a macro level are what we would expect. Looking at revenues at a little bit more granular level, our major categories, you can see those listed below. Really, I'll just talk through ones that are kind of the exception. You'll see license and permit revenues at 68% of budget, so trending a lot better than where it was last year. I've seen more building permit activity, specifically larger building permits pulled in 2025 relative to 24. And you're seeing charges for services. This is just a change with between the city and the Tourism Commission. That's now a contractual relationship. We're receiving a payment from the Tourism Commission quarterly. So that's part of the reason why that's trending a little bit higher. And you'll see commercial revenues are trending a little bit lower. Interest rates have gone down a little bit in the past year. And I think that's what's contributing from that perspective. Looking at general fund expenditures by category, everything's trending under 50%. So a straight line budget other than leisure services, which I'll talk a little bit more in a few slides. You can see our general government's at 30%, a little bit higher than last year, but we do hold our contingency there, so we wouldn't expect to be spending in a straight line budget. Public safety is at 53%. Because we did not have settled union contracts, there's still a cost of living adjustment that has to be applied retroactively, so I would expect that amount to come up. And otherwise, you can see Public Works is at 47.4%, a little bit below last year's trend. So again, all very good positions to be in. Looking at the numbers for all the general fund departments, you'll see everything here is trending below 50%, which is excellent. You'll see there's some of the larger departments. Some are trending a little bit higher, 48, 47%. Nothing that's overly concerning because some of these departments are primarily personnel, and if you've got an office with 2 or 3 people and they've been here consistently through the year, you should expect to have a 50% spent budget. I'll just point out some of the lower ones. So at finance, you'll see at 40%. Primarily due to just audit. Our audit-related costs haven't really been paid out through 6 months of the year. You'll see as well human resources at 35, 36%. We do have a vacancy in one of our positions there. And you'll see police departments about 42.6, so 43%. And again, we'll anticipate that's going to get closer to that 100% spent by year end once those cost of living adjustments are applied. Looking at the rest of the general fund departments, the only one that's trending over 50% straight line is recreation. That's at 88, 89%, and that's because we have a contractual relationship with the school district. Both of those payments are made in the first 6 months of the year. So we pay one in January, one's due in July or June as well. Looking at our major funds, these are the revenues through mid-year. You can see most of these funds are trending very similar to where they have historically. Solid waste, very much so. Health insurance funds actually trending a little bit higher, so that's good news. EMS funds trending a little bit lower. So one of the things we're watching is that we're seeing the number of ambulance transports actually has decreased the last 2 years. So, which is surprising. So that revenue is kind of moderated out. It went up pretty exponential the last few years, and it's kind of moderated out. The one big change you'll see is in the CIP fund, and really the difference here is this was the first year that we did a debt issuance to pay for that annual surface transportation rehabilitation program. So we haven't been historically doing a debt issuance, and then we do all the transfers and the cleanup of cash at year end. So because we got debt proceeds this year, they've been deposited directly into capital improvement fund. And then you'll see dispatch trending less than where it was past years. And really this is due to the change in the relationship and how the budget's managed. So previously, now that we have new contractual arrangements with St. Francis and we brought on South Milwaukee, you know, it used to be where the major or the largest revenue source was property taxes, and St. Francis paid a small portion. Whereas now that we have these contractual relationships and they pay invoices quarterly, what you're seeing is that, like, for example, South Milwaukee is a large portion of it. They've paid for 2 quarters. So although it looks like you're technically trending less than past years, I'm not overly concerned because I understand that the changes in how we receive the revenue in that fund has changed with those new intergovernmental relationships. Looking at expenditures, again, everything trending under 50% except the capital improvements fund. Health insurance is in good shape right now as well, which is a pleasant surprise, knowing the challenges we've had there historically. The CIP fund you'll see is at 58%. And just not something that's overly concerning to me because, you know, one of the things we recognize is that our capital projects, they're can be robust and they can be occur over multiple fiscal years. So what you're seeing is that there's likely projects where The funding was actually in the budget, say, last year, and we're just spending the money this year. So an example would be the Lakefront Bluff Revetment and Stabilization Project, $14, $15 million project. We're still paying invoices on it. We started paying invoices on it in 2023, 2024. So, technically all the money was in the budget years ago, but the expenses are kind of still occurring until we close out the project later this year. First phase. And then lastly, just kind of a snapshot of where our utilities and fuel are trending. So you'll see electric has actually been trending a little bit less than straight line budget and less than last year, which is great. You'll see natural gas is showing a little bit higher. Our natural gas budget's actually really small, and the thing with natural gas is it's generally you see January, February, and then it's maybe some November, December. So my guess is maybe a little bit colder weather to start this year relative to where we were last year. But again, not overly concerned there. You can see we spent about 34% of the fuel budget, 36% for water and sewer. So with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions for Common Council.
Questions for
Some of us saw this one already.
Just add something, Mayor? Just to be really clear, we're trending really well in 2025 on the health insurance budget and the health insurance fund, but I don't want to confuse that with the structural deficit we've talked about at budget workshops past and the last one. So we have been floating that, and I just wanted to make sure, because I know Max said, it was looking pretty good. It was a pleasant surprise. That's just this year's budget to actual. We still have some issues to work through over the next several years with that. And you'll see that with some of the strategies with our bargaining agreements and the Nexus ACO plan that we rolled out, et cetera. So we'll be doing more of that to try to chip away, but we will have to, there is a time where we will have to really address that head on, that structural deficit. But we have some time with that. So I just wanted to be sure there was no confusion on the status of the health insurance fund.
questions?
No, just overall, Max, once again, very, very nicely laid it out. Very succinct.
Thank you, Max. I'll move on to item 15. Consideration of an ordinance confirming the adoption of the successor labor agreement by and between the city of Oak Creek and the Oak Creek Professional Police Officers Association, and fixing salaries for members of the bargaining unit from January 1st, 2025 through December 31st, 2027. Who's grabbing that one? Max.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor and Common Council. Max Gagan, Deputy City Administrator and Finance Officer. So before you tonight is ordinance number 3139, which confirms adoption of a successor labor agreement between City of Oak Creek and the Oak Creek Professional Police Officers Association, and fixes the salaries for those members in the bargaining unit from January 1st, 2025 to December 31st, 2027. This agreement is very similar to what you approved for the fire union at the last meeting. We did have a city bargaining team that was certain city staff, our labor attorneys, Joel Azure and Christina Cott, as well as personal and finance committee members. We met with the leadership of the Oak Creek Professional Police Officers Association over the past year plus to negotiate this agreement. We did recently come to terms after a mediation session with work. And included with your information is a red line version of that successor labor agreement, so you can see the actual language there. In short, this bargain primarily focused around wage adjustments and then managing or addressing the city's rising health insurance costs. A summation of what's included is a wage increase of January 1st, 2025 of 3%, January 1st, 2026 of 3.5%, and January 1st, 2027 of 3.5%. There are some other economic adjustments included in the successor agreement, one being an increase to members' premium share for health insurance from 10% to 13% January 1st, 2027. We do provide for one additional holiday, the day after Thanksgiving. We do adjust sick leave payouts for members hired prior to December 7th, 2010 to match employees after this date, so all employees have the same sick leave payout provisions. We do provide for 1.5 hour of compensation time or compensatory time for each shift on which a police officer serves as a field training officer. We did include all overtime hours worked on a holiday are being paid at double time rate, as well as some adjustments to clothing allowances. Otherwise, all the other items were non-economic in nature, primarily incorporating previously approved memorandums of understanding, adjusting some of the shift times for the detectives and investigators, and that was really to match what our current practice was, and then in other minor language and technical corrections. So, city administration, we do thank Personnel and Finance Committee. It's a lot of work, this bargain, as well as the members of the OCPPA bargaining team, as well as the respective labor attorneys for their time, energy, and effort in bargaining good faith to reach an agreement that we feel is equitable for all parties. So with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Max?
I just say that, with this agreement, it still puts Oak Creek in the upper tier of surrounding communities and what we pay our men and women in blue. And I think from the Personnel Committee, we're very pleased and happy with the structure.
Thanks, Mary. Yeah, it's, obviously, as Max said, it was a reasonably extended bargaining period, went on for more than a year. Staff and the labor attorneys did a tremendous job in providing a good base case and with the information provided for a strong bargaining position on behalf of the city. So despite some fairly significant asks early on the part of the labor group, the fact that the settlement with the fire union provided a good internal comparable that gave us some good standing with finalizing this deal in pretty quick fashion with the mediator. So I think it strikes a good balance, serves the organization well, serves the group well, and it's good for the city.
Just want to thank the unit coming to the table and coming up with a fair and equitable agreement for all. So seems like a good deal. There's no further discussion. Motion.
I'll move to approve ordinance 3139, an ordinance confirming the option of the successor labor agreement by and between the City of Oak Creek and Oak Creek Professional Police Officers Association and fixing the salary for members of the bargaining unit from January 1, 2025 through December 31st, 2027.
Ritzel, second.
Roll call.
Alderwoman Marshall.
Aye.
Gale.
Aye.
Guzekowski.
Aye.
Haas.
Aye.
Ritz.
Aye.
Item 16 is under community development, and it's consideration of a resolution approving the acknowledgement and assumption agreement between Investment 9725 LLC and the City of Oak Creek. Melissa?
Sure. I'll be part of community development if they allow me. This item and the following item are essentially in preparation for a transaction regarding the land. So this is Calder's. And this first piece for item 16, the acknowledgement and assumption agreement, is requiring the city to approve because there is an item on title and it relates to an access easement. So you have in your packet a certified survey map number 5742. And at the end of the day, access was supposed to be granted to Outlot A from Parcel 1, but the buyer of Parcel 1 does not want to have an access easement across their property. The seller also owns the property to the northeasterly direction. It's CSM number 4571. So the parties have mutually agreed that that would be appropriate access. The city does not find this to be any inappropriate encumbrance. The reason the city is involved is because their approval is required to release Parcel 1 from this restriction, but it essentially moves the access easement, as I stated, And given that this is a mutually agreeable solution, it still provides for the future access to Outlot A. Staff is recommending approval of the agreement. We've been in contact with their representatives and negotiated the substance and terms of the document. Happy to answer any questions.
Questions from Melissa? Okay, hearing none. Motion?
Gail will move to approve resolution 12619-090225, approving the acknowledgement and assumption agreement between the Investment 9725 LLC and the City of Oak Creek.
Also second.
Roll call?
Alderman Gale.
Aye.
Guzekowski.
Aye.
Hess.
Aye.
Ritz.
Aye.
Marshall.
Aye.
Item 17 is consideration of a resolution approving the acknowledgement of completion of a pre-grading agreement by the City of Oak Creek, recorded as document number 6541629 with the Milwaukee County Register of Deeds. Melissa again.
Thank you, Mayor. This is another cleanup item. This one is fairly self-evident. There is an item on title from 1991. One of the pieces that needed to be completed by a developer at that time, this was part of the development of the Calder's warehouse. There was a pre-grading agreement because there was not an infrastructure development agreement drafted or in place or agreed upon at that time. So this was in contemplation of work that needed to be done. That work has long been done. So we are needing to acknowledge that to provide clear title on that item.
Any questions for Melissa regarding that? Okay, seeing none, motion?
Gail moves to approve resolution 12620-090225, approving the acknowledgement of completion of a pre-grading agreement by the City of Oak Creek, recorded as document number 6541629 with the Milwaukee County Register of Deeds.
Guzekowski will second.
Roll call?
Alderman Guzekowski.
Aye.
Hess.
Aye.
Ritz.
Aye.
Marshall.
Aye.
Gale.
Aye.
Item 18 is under engineering. Is consideration of a motion to award the Meadowview Park Rehabilitation Unit price contract to the lowest responsive responsible bidder, parking lot maintenance at an estimated cost of $155,218.60. Matt?
Thank you, Mayor and Common Council. Matt Sullivan, Assistant City Administrator and City Engineer. Before you is that motion to award Meadowview Park Rehabilitation Project. This is a project that would take 2 tennis courts and make 2 pickleball courts and 1 tennis court, much like we're doing with every other park over the last 3 or 4 years as we go through and renovate them and rehabilitate them. Basically, this is a use that seems to be very prevalent now amongst all ages, actually, not just the elderly, but it has found its way into high school and all the way to people of retirement age. And I might be one of them, actually. I just started playing this last week. But it seems to be a very up-and-coming activity and recreational use, and we continue to advance and move through this process as we continue to change throughout the city. So be happy to answer any questions.
Matt? Okay, seeing none, motion.
Gail moves to award the Meadowview Park Rehabilitation Unit price contract at the lowest responsible bidder, parking lot maintenance at estimated cost of $155,218.60.
Guzekowski will second.
Roll call?
Alderwoman Hess.
Aye.
Ritz.
Aye.
Marshall.
Aye.
Gale.
Aye.
Guzekowski.
Aye.
And item 19 is the License Committee. We'll turn that over to Alderman Ritz.
Enclosed in your packet is the licensing committee report with various operator license and combination alcohol license recommendations. These were approved by the licensing committee. Look it over, let me know if you have any questions. There are none. Ritz will move to approve the various license requests as listed on
A second.
Roll call?
Alderman Ritz.
Aye.
Marshall.
Aye.
Gale.
Aye.
Guzekowski.
Aye.
Hess.
Aye.
Item 20 is our vendor summary report for August 27th, 2025, in the amount of $706,811.25. Please take a look at your packet, and if you have any questions, please take the floor. Satisfied? There's no discussions or questions. Motion, please.
Marshall will move to approve the August 27th, 2025 vendor summary report in the amount of $706,811.25.
A second.
Roll call.
Alderwoman Marshall.
Aye.
Gale.
Aye.
Guzekowski.
Aye.
Haas.
Aye.
Fritz.
Aye.
And item 21 is consideration of a motion to convene into closed session pursuant to Wisconsin State Statute, Section 19.85, to discuss the following. A, Section 19.85, Sub 1, Sub E, Wisconsin Statute, to consider a certified survey map to combine the properties at 7020 South 27th Street, 2420 West Rawson Avenue. And B, Section 19.85, Sub 1, Sub E, Wisconsin Stat, to consider an option to purchase SSV Oak Creek 1 LLC. The property is located at 6430, 6448, and 6460 South Hall Avenue, and 239 and 325 East College Avenue. And C, Section 19.85, Sub 1, Sub G, Wisconsin Stats, to consider subordinate claim of Holman.com filed on behalf of their insured Andrew Peloton regarding vehicle damages sustained June 28th, 2025, east of the intersection of 27th Street and Ryan. President Gale?
Thank you, Mayor. Gale moves to convene into closed session pursuant to Wisconsin State Statute, Section 19.85, to discuss the following. A, Section 19.85, Sub 1, Sub E, Wisconsin State Statutes, to consider a certified survey map to combine properties at 7020 South 27th Street and 2420 West Rawson Avenue. B, Section 19.85, Sub 1, Sub E, Wisconsin Statute, to consider an option to purchase from SSV Oak Creek 1 LLC. The property is located at 6430, 6448, and 6460 South Howell Avenue and 239, and 325 East College Avenue. C, Section 19.85, Sub 1, Sub G, to consider a subrogation claim of Holman.com filed on behalf of their insured Andrew Pelton regarding vehicle damage sustained on June 28, 2025, east of the intersection of South 27th Street and Ryan Road.
Guzekowski, a second.
Roll call.
Alderman Gale.
Aye.
Guzekowski.
Aye.
Haas.
Aye.
Fritz.
Aye.
Marshall.
Aye.
We will now convene into closed session, and we will return at its conclusion. Everybody here?
Who's here?
Okay, we will now entertain a motion to reconvene in open session.
Thank you, Mayor. Gale moves to reconvene in open session.
Marshall seconds.
Roll call.
Alderman Guzekowski.
Aye.
Haas.
Aye.
Fritz.
Aye.
Marshall.
Aye.
Gale.
Aye.
Okay, item 23, consideration of a resolution approving a certified survey map to combine the properties at 7020 South 27th Street.
You're
Is
going
action
down
needed?
there and
Go ahead.
Discussion, or are you looking for action, Dan?
If you have discussion, is there any discussion? Seeing none, motion.
Gale move to approve resolution 12601-071525, approving a certified survey map to combine the properties at 7020 South 27th Street and 2420 West Rawson Avenue.
A seconds.
Roll call.
Alderman Haas. Or I'm sorry, Alderwoman Haas.
Aye.
Fritz.
Aye.
Marshall.
aye.
Gale.
Aye.
Guzekowski.
Aye.
Okay. We also need further action on items
And
B.
yes, on 21C, Gail will move to deny the subrogation claim of Holman.com filed on behalf of their insured Andrew Pelton regarding the vehicle damages sustained on June 28, 2025, east of the intersection of South 27th Street and Ryan Road.
Marshall, second.
Roll call.
Alderman Ritz.
Aye.
Marshall.
Aye.
Gale.
Aye.
Guzekowski.
Aye.
Haas.
Thank you, Mayor. Gail will move, on 21B, Gail will move to approve the option to purchase from SSV Oak Creek 1 LLC the properties located at 6430, 6448, and 6460 South Howell Avenue, and 239 and 325 East College Avenue, subject to amendments that do not substantially change the terms and conditions and are approved by the city attorney and city administrator.
Marshall, second.
Roll call.
Alderwoman Marshall.
Aye.
Gale.
Aye.
Guzekowski.
Aye.
Haas.
Aye.
Ritz.
Aye.
Okay. Before we adjourn, it is the start of another school year, so buses are out there, kids are out there. Please be careful, particularly with the fall sun. It gets tricky out there at times. So please pay attention to your driving habits, not just now, but always, but particularly now with school starting. If there's no further business, motion to adjourn.
Fritz motions to adjourn.
Seconds.
Roll call.
Alderman Gale.
Aye.
Guzekowski.
Aye.
Haas.
Aye.
Ritz.
Aye.
Marshall.
Aye.
Night, everybody. Thank you.